12th Fail is the most classic underdog story, which, if you watch films, you have seen multiple times. Then why is it being termed as one of the best films of the year? What makes it different? What makes it stand out? Let's talk about it. Hello guys, I'm Nona Prince, and I saw this movie actually in the theaters when it was released, but I didn't get the opportunity to make a video. And then I thought, let's make the video when the film is available to everyone on OTT. And now that it's on Hotstar, here's me telling you why it's a must watch. This film, by the end of it, gives you a cathartic feeling. And I think the only reference I can give is the Hollywood film Pursuit of Happiness. Now, what happens in both these films is that you're on a journey with this character and you witness their highs and lows and the lowest of lows, and that too with very much detail. It literally takes you to a point of hopelessness, and that's why it's a natural tendency that watching such character you want to support them. You feel empathy for them, and it's not about pity, because when they win, it feels like a personal victory. Why? Because we live it with them. We experience their struggle. And when they emerge out of it victorious, we feel as if we have accomplished something. There are moments where you laugh, you cry, you cheer for the character. There was literally a scene where I started clapping, and I generally don't do that. Now, some people watching the film may feel like, okay, this is too much. This cannot be real, and that's why they may find a detachment. But let me tell you, it's based on a true story. Now, before watching the film, I actually watched the interview of the director Vidhu Vinod Chopra with Bhardwaj Rangan, and that actually talked about a lot of details to be noticed. Now, I don't know if I would have caught those things if I had not seen the interview, but they are worth mentioning. Now, this film could have been just a normal underdog story we have been witnessed many times. It's a basic plot, the same tropes we have seen multiple times, but it's the choices this director takes which makes it stand out. Like, this film can easily be made into a mass film. You can add those fight scenes and dance and songs and everything, and it will be a good mass film entertainer. It's the execution of the film that makes it stand out. The nature of the film, it is so grounded, it is so natural. From the locations to the performances, the looks, everything feels real. There's no makeup done, there's no unnecessary lighting you'll see which doesn't feel real, authentic. If the place where they are supposed to be small, it is small. Most times in films what happen, you cannot shoot in small locations, so you create bigger sets, but then it's not authentic enough, and that's why you feel immersed in this world. In a way, the film is not filmy. Of course it is a film, but it's not self-aware. A dialogue is not being delivered because it's a dialogue. It is just being stated by the character because that's what they'll do. Most of the film is through the POV of this main character, and we kind of experience the world through those eyes. We get into this world when the character is in a village and he only sees this small village, nothing else. But how from there he goes to a bigger town, then to a bigger city, we experience that feeling with him. And it is done through sound design, through camera work, that how this new place is affecting this character. The choice of music in the film is very interesting. In the start, when he's in the village, it's very much like a western, like a thriller, and as we go ahead it keeps changing. Now, because the film is talking about a real thing, I like how the film portrayed the system in the society, how corrupt it is, how unjust it is. We always feel its presence. But I like the fact that at no point the film makes someone a villain. There are many obstacles in front of a character. There are people who don't believe in him, but the film never makes them a villain. It never labels them as evil. We witness the class divide. We see how the character is undervalued because from where he comes from. But all of it is very layered. It's very passive. The film is not trying to pinpoint everything. It's just showing you as it is. That's the world we live in, and that's what the film is showing. It's not trying to pull things apart and trying to make a point out of it. And the way the characters deals with it makes it very refreshing, with its purity and innocence. In life, we always hear that the world is not a great place. You cannot be a lamb, otherwise people will take advantage of you. You have to become a fox yourself. As we grow, we lose our innocence and purity, but not this guy. And that's what makes him stand out. What in today's world is considered weakness is his strength in the film. The film shows what civil services stand for. It's a gateway for change for the underprivileged. It's a combination of knowledge with power. It's a way for them to have the control of their life in their own hands. Now, there is a web series called Aspirants which also deals with civil services, but I think that show is more about the exam of UPSC, the journey you take for it and what it takes to crack that. But this film is about this individual journey. And at no point in the film it feels like, oh, this character is destined to reach there. Not at all. We see all the hard work he puts in. And just doing that doesn't mean you'll get success. No, you will face failure. And again. As the caption of the film says, you have to restart. There is no self-pity in this film. Neither in the character nor in the storytelling. There is no constant blaming and pinpointing that it's all the fault of the system, it's the corrupt politicians or this and that. No. Instead, our character just keeps fighting. Because generally in these kind of films, you'll have the hero blaming everyone. And even this film, the character mentions that. Yes, it's not an equal society for everyone. There's no equal opportunity for everyone. But I still made it. He's not demanding that I didn't get equal opportunities, so give me the opportunity. He's demanding that I didn't have it, but I still made it. And this character doesn't have any natural hero instincts. He is not deciding what he wants to do. He's not taking a stand that I will show everyone how things should be done. It's none of that. He's a very passive character. He witnesses something extraordinary in front of his eyes, and that makes him decide to be different. That he will not do what everyone around him is doing. He is not trying to become a civil servant to prove a point to everyone. No. He saw that if he becomes a civil servant, it will put him and his family out of misery. That's his only goal. And throughout the film, the obstacles he's fighting, most of them are internal. Most of them come from the situation he is in. It's not external, like a villain. There's no person who's envious of him. They're trying to shut him down. They don't want him to become known. There's nothing like that. And that's what you would have gotten in a generic narrative. Throughout the film, there are so many places where you could have taken an easy route. There could have been an easier way for us audience to root for this character. But the film doesn't take those. The film stays consistent throughout. It believes in the story it's telling, that it doesn't need any extra things, no extra mass masala to make it a great film. And that's what makes it stand out. Vidhu Vinod Chopra has done a great job. Vikrant Massey just killed it. You are gonna love his performance. And I'm definitely gonna watch this film again on OTT now. Now, this is one of the best films of the year, but here I talked about all the other best films of the year. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you next time.